Good morning. Yeah, excuse me, I'm looking a little rough this morning, but I just had to get on here for a second and just say that, I'm always one of the ones that say, social media, people can make themselves look like anything and everything, like they got it going on, like life is all good. And I'm not saying that I'm not blessed because we are blessed, truly blessed. I try to share um, consistent positive content of the great things that's going on in my life, but I never really share a whole lot of what the actual truth is. Well, most of the world know that September the 26th, 27th, 28th, 2024 this year, um, Hurricane Helene came through. And for the first time, so many people was affected that they never even heard of a hurricane coming through the area, but this time we all was affected by it. But I just want to say this here, and I'm not even mad about it or whatever. I just applied myself and tried to see what would happen. Well, I just want to say that FEMA, they really something else. I'm saying I know they got some people that cases is different from the next, and some people more in need than the others. But you know when the storm came, um, we ended up losing power, and we was without power for 6 days. We had food spoilage. We do have support animals, so y'all know I always share the Rotties. They our support animals, but what we don't do, we don't feed them dog food out of the bag, dry dog food, because we found out the wheat in it or whatever bothers them, it causes them to itch a whole lot. So doing research, I came up with our own recipe for them, which consists of fresh foods, broccoli, um, the beef, turkey, different things like that. But I'll say it all that to say this here. We buy their food just like we buy ours. And we had gone and spent money, had food in our freezer, refrigerator, everything, because we have to eat and they have to eat also. Um, we ended up having to come outside when the stores did finally open. I think Lowe's, we got bricks and we was able to find a store that was open. But when the storm came through, the power knocked everything out. So for days, no stores had no power. You couldn't go nowhere and buy food. You just couldn't do nothing. So over time, your food spoiled. I had 6 weeks of medicine that got spoiled. We needed the assistance, so we reached out to FEMA, and FEMA didn't do nothing for us. When I say nothing, I mean nothing at all. Even with our loss and everything, just needing the help, they turned us down. Of course, I suffer from depression, so it really hit me really hard. So just being honest about it, and I called and I talked to them and tried to plead with them, and they kept asking for all this information. I even went to Forrest, I think talked to them like 2 or 3 different times on the phone, and then finally, I just wanted to know why we was denied. Of course, it's not like they give you a reason. I know, like I said, some people are worse off than others, but we suffered just the same. We had to spend money that we didn't have, so it was like coming up. Think about September the 26th, 27th. Most people coming up on their house payments, their rent, and all that type of stuff. So if you living paycheck to paycheck, or if you're just struggling and going through it, then you have to go in that money so you can provide just to be able to eat. Or like I said, our animals, they're not going to go without, So we stressed over it. So once things went by, and it almost had been right at maybe 25 days and still nothing at the time. So I called back, spoke with them, and they was like, okay, well, if you're able to reach out, get something showing, for one, that we hadn't been too long live here, so it was still like under the 6 months, and we had to like send in verification, like a bill, utility bill. So I did that. They also suggested getting something from my doctor. My doctor sent a paper. I even sent them pictures of a medication to spoil food and all types of stuff or whatever. Then they, okay, well, get your landlord, or you get your property manager, or whoever that you got your house up under. Go to someone and get them to give you something. So even with doing that, got that for them. Still, that didn't work. They turned it down. Like I said, sending all this proof and stuff or whatever. And then my husband, he was out of work for like the whole week. They didn't have power at their job, so his job actually even wrote up an affidavit for me to turn in and stuff or whatever. But we really was out here struggling. Nobody. I don't make it important to just get on here and let people know you're going through it and stuff or whatever. But we human. This here video might reach more people because, like I said, I try to share what's going on, or some fabric or something that I'm doing to stay positive and stuff or whatever. But shoot, most people don't want to hear that or see that, because if they're going through it, man, that's the last thing you want to hear about. So I just felt touched this morning because, like I said, even after reaching out to FEMA, reaching out to DSS, they didn't, nothing, no food, no nothing, y'all. We just been going through it. Just, our struggle is our struggle, but just going through it. And then what was touching to me, well, I went up to Food Line just now, and my husband had gave me some quarters, and he was like, "Oh, well, this here $10 in quarters." And then I had some more cash on my card or whatever, but when I got in the car, I said, "Okay, well, he got to go to work," and I see gas low or whatever. So the money that I had, I took my money, put it in gas because, like I said, he got to go to work. And then the dogs, they still got to eat. So I went up to the Food Line to really to find them something to go with their food that I already made. I like to try to just give them a drumstick or something or whatever. Make sure when they eat the food that we provide, then they have that's like a little snack to them, or I should say a treat, because they love it so much. But with that being said, I got up there and sometimes you have to put your pride aside. So I did what I needed to do, and I luckily was able to get like 2 bags of chicken. And I got up there to the register, and like I said, I had like $10. And the lady, she was already slow anyway, the cashier. But hey, we ain't got nothing but time. Line started backing up, and finally when she got to me, here I am reaching in this bag to pull these quarters out or whatever. But like I said, keeping it real, it is what it is. So I started pulling this stuff out, and so the man behind me, he looking, and I was, looked at him. I didn't owe him this here, but I said, "Well, I'm sorry, sir." I said, "Just give me a minute. Let me count these quarters out to her." And he was like, "Well, that's all right." And I was like, "Yeah, we doing what we got to do out here right now." And so he told the cashier, "No, don't even worry about it. Said, go ahead on and give her the quarters back. I got a card. Let me use my card." And he ended up paying for the chicken. So I asked him, "Are you sure?" I said, "No, it's okay." I tried to give him the coins and everything or whatever, but I said all that to say this here. God provides. He looks out in different ways or whatever, whether we believe it or not. But whoever the man was, which was a white man, he looked me in my eyes and said, "It's no problem, I got it." And he took care of it. And I'm saying it was really touching and stuff or whatever, got a little emotion and all that type of stuff. But, it does still just encourage you, or just give you that hope, or in knowing that God got you. You're going to be okay. We've been through a whole lot of things or whatever. So the small things like this here, we try not to let it phase us. We just, keep our faith and keep on moving, because usually when we go through something rough, or we think it's the end of the world, we'll turn around tomorrow, even later on today, and then God, he'll bless us with something, or this big miracle just came through or whatever. So he has things happening in my life. But like I said, I took my time to share this video because regardless of what you see me doing online or what I'm posting, I do that for my mental health. But like I said, I do it to hopefully encourage somebody else, to let them know that they can do it too. Well, just hang in there. I know my favorite song is "I'm Still Holding On." And so with that being said, I'm still here, regardless. And I know God got us. And whoever's going through something right now, God got you too. But like I said, back to FEMA, they didn't do anything for us. I'm just being honest, they didn't. Even after giving them all that proof, whatever that they asked for and they needed, then they still turned us down. So sort of going through it or whatever. But, in a couple of days or whatever, I know all this here be turned around. So thank you for listening, and have a good day.